When Michelangelo died in Rome in 1564, this statue was in the artist's Florentine studio, together with the unfinished statues of the prisoners, now in the Accademia gallery.
In Florence, Michelangelo roughed out 5 statues and completed a Victory with a prisoner below. These now belong to Duke Cosimo, having been given to His Excellency by his nephew Leonardo. He has put the Victory in the great hall of his palace.
In December 1565, the statue was moved to the Sala dei Cinquecento, where it was positioned beneath the paintings illustrating the war with Siena as a symbol of victorious Medicean Florence. On the opposite side of the Salone, beneath the pictures of the war with Pisa, there was first the model and later the statue of the victory of Florence over Pisa by Giambologna. Between 1865 and 1871, when the Salone was the chamber of the Italian Parliament, at the time when Florence was the capital of Italy, both statues were moved to the south side of the Salone. In 1921, Michelangelo's Victory was installed in the central niche at the end of the room, whence it was moved during the Second World War to protect it from bombing. Finally, in 1980, it was replaced in the original position chosen by Cosimo I on the occasion of a Medici exhibition. Because of its advanced and powerful style, making it similar to Michelangelo's sculptures for the Medici tombs in San Lorenzo, the Victory is generally ascribed to the artist's final Florentine period, before he left for Rome in 1534. The marble group is composed of 2 male figures: a young man crowned with a garland of oak leaves and armed with a sling, who has at his feet a conquered warrior. It probably symbolizes the victory of virtue over brute force. The unfinished group presents various stages of work, which allow us, as in the case of the prisoners in the Accademia, to examine the techniques used by the artist in transforming a block of marble into a completed work. The figure of the victorious youth was sculpted in the round and is marked by a more complete and advanced stage of work than is the figure beneath. The face presents light grooving, left by the toothed chisels which were used with increasingly fine teeth, such as is also noticeable on the wide mantle falling over the shoulders. The cutting away of the mantle has been done with a fine-pointed drill, leaving a succession of small circular holes. The surface of the thorax is smoothed, whereas the right arm and the thighs are polished. On the other hand, the figure of the conquered warrior has not been completely freed from the block of marble. The block is still clearly visible on the back, and partially on the left flank, on which we see the marks made by the subbia, a chisel with a wide point. On the figure itself, we notice the characteristic traces of the subbia da taglio, a chisel with a very pointed tip which has left narrow parallel grooves. The breastplate and garments have been roughed out with various kinds of wide-toothed chisel. These marks cover a large part of the surface, giving the effect of a sort of coarse leather. The hair and the thick beard, barely sketched in, contrast with the greater definition of the sorrowing visage.